upon a time there was light in my life, but now there's only love in the dark. Nothing I can say, a total eclipse of the heart.
This is a beautiful shot of the sun rising over Waterdown this morning, thanks to Live Eye Luke. 6:30 on your Thursday morning, and you're listening to some Bonnie Tyler because unfortunately we learned this morning that she's passed away. Quite an icon for sure. So we'll be listening to more of her songs throughout the day. We'll have that in Chit Chat as well. But now we're talking a little bit more about what we're going to be seeing for the forecast, because I know that Steve has been teasing some rain for today and tomorrow, but it's looking good for the weekend.
Okay, let's get it out of the way today and tomorrow, because then we've got a gorgeous July weekend. Hopefully, Steve.
That is the plan.
Yay.
Just try to work the plan. Whether it happens or not, who knows? But that's the idea of it. But we'll get to the weather coming up in a few minutes. 6:31 on your Thursday. Thanks for spending part of your morning with us here on Morning Live. Let's have a quick look and see what's happening on the road. So, checking one of our 2 exclusive cameras here. A little slow moving from Hamilton into the Burlington area, along the 403 through the Aldershot area. And again, this is volume more than anything else. Sun, is it a factor? Can't really tell at this juncture. It is out there, but it's also trying to get through a lot of cloud as well. Our other camera coming down the hill from the Ancaster area, again, traffic is moving a little on the slow side. So it's a little busier than I think it was yesterday or the last couple of days, but traffic is moving along okay. Weather not really a factor, but again, you want to grab your sunglasses as you head out the door. Elsewhere, the usual trouble spots include Burlington Skyway Bridge, Toronto bound on the right is certainly a lot slower than Niagara bound there. But again, not surprising. Walker's Line moving along in good shape both ways up by the Ford plant. Not seeing any problems at this juncture. We'll go up to Pearson Airport. Again, traffic is fairly light at this particular juncture. 401 west of the 400. Looks like traffic's moving along in good shape all over the place. So it's a good start to the day as far as traffic is concerned. And again, there's still some construction finishing off in a lot of areas, so just be aware that lane restrictions could be in place for the next little while. But other than that, we're in good shape on the roads. As far as weather's concerned, a little unsettled the next couple of days. We'll get to that shortly.
Thanks, Steve. A woman is dead following a 3-vehicle crash on the Lincoln Alexander Parkway last night. Hamilton police say a blue Honda Civic was traveling east on the link near Upper James when it collided with a Buick. As a result, the drivers of both vehicles lost control, with the Honda Civic crossing the grass median into the westbound lanes where it was struck by an oncoming tractor trailer. The 24-year-old female driver of the Civic was pronounced dead at the scene. Both the driver and a passenger in the Buick were not hurt. The Lincoln Alexander in the area of Upper James Street reopened around 4:30 this morning.
Durham Regional Police have identified the police recruit who was killed in a car crash on Tuesday while on the way to police training just outside of London. Police say 27-year-old Tyrone Magbatang joined the special force as a special constable 3 years ago, that is, and was recruited to train as a police officer in April. The organization says he is being remembered for his kindness, professionalism, and tremendous potential. Another recruit was seriously injured while the pair was driving to Ontario Police College in Aylmer. That recruit has not been identified as of yet. The investigation remains ongoing and no charges have been laid.
NDP leader Marit Stiles is continuing her push for more transparency about the RCMP investigation into the Ford government's 2022 Greenbelt scandal, and she pulled out an actual cake to do it. Stiles brought out the cake at Queen's Park to mark 1,000 days since the RCMP launched its probe into Premier Doug Ford's government. She wants to know more details about where the investigation stands, as nearly 3 years have gone by with no update. It all began after the Ford government announced it would remove land from the protected Greenbelt to build more homes. Ford eventually backtracked the plan and apologized after public backlash and the resignation of 2 ministers as well. The province's Auditor General later found that the plan to remove land from the Greenbelt favored developers with ties to the housing minister's chief of staff. The RCMP investigation began shortly after.
How many other premiers in Ontario's history can say that the RCMP has been investigating them for 3 years. The fact that this has taken over 1,000 days now, maybe there's more there than we even imagined.
Hamilton was a major focus in the Greenbelt scandal. The Ford government had used a minister's zoning order to shoot down city councilors' decision not to expand its urban boundary into Greenbelt land in the Ancaster-Mount Hope region. In a statement to CHCH News, the RCMP says the investigation is ongoing and they cannot provide information to protect the integrity of that investigation. We also reached out to Premier Ford's government for comment, but have not heard back.
Several blasts were heard Wednesday night in Iran's southern region as the U.S. Central Command said its forces conducted strikes against Iran for a second straight day. The U.S. Central Command said in a post on X that its forces have started conducting additional strikes against Iran to further degrade their ability to threaten freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. The strikes came hours after U.S. President Donald Trump said recent Iranian attacks on ships in the Strait of Hormuz signaled the end of the fragile ceasefire. The U.S. struck a variety of military sites and port facilities early Wednesday after Iran targeted several merchant vessels off the coast of Oman, sparking Iranian fire then as well.
Prime Minister Mark Carney says a Norwegian company will supply Joint Strike missiles for Canada's future fighter jets. He announced the contract worth some $800 million at the NATO summit in Turkey, where allies are unveiling tens of billions in military-related spending. The alliance's grand show of defense spending follows sustained pressure from the United States for NATO members to shell out more on collective defense. Carney told reporters U.S. President Donald Trump won the argument on defense spending.
It's not just he's winning the argument, he's won the argument. Countries recognize that they need to take more responsibility, see the direct threats. Obviously, with greater capacity, we have to spend more, we have to build these capacities, that's what we're doing, but in ways that recognize the regions in which we operate. So for Canada, North America, obviously, up until now, NATO has said, well, North American security, that's your problem. Well, North American security, and particularly Arctic security, and remind everybody that, you know, we've got 15% of the world's coastline. Arctic security is not a flank, it's a front.
Carney is now in Saudi Arabia, where he is meeting with business leaders and officials in an effort to strengthen ties.
Welsh singer Bonnie Tyler, the voice behind the iconic ballad Total Eclipse of the Heart, has died at the age of 75. Tyler passed away unexpectedly in a hospital in Portugal while being treated for an illness, according to her family. Released in 1983, Total Eclipse of the Heart became a global hit, spending 4 weeks at #1 and earning Tyler Grammy nominations. Her distinctive, raspy voice also made hits like It's a Heartache and Holding Out for a Hero fan favorites. Emily will have more later on in Chit Chat.
In New York, significant progress is being made in the stabilizing of that Manhattan high-rise at risk of collapsing. These images show the emergency shoring supports that are being added to each floor from the 9th to the roof. And delivery is expected Wednesday of stronger structural steel supports that will replace the temporary support. The work is being done by the building owner's engineer and a third-party firm he hired that hasn't previously been involved with the project. New York's Department of Buildings has inspectors and engineers on site for monitoring and to investigate what caused the structural failure.
Nearly 1,000 cases of a diarrhea-causing parasite have been reported in Michigan. To put that into context, Michigan says it typically logs about 50 cases of cyclosporiasis in a year. More than 36 of the patients have been hospitalized. The state is just one of many that are reporting unusual spikes in cyclosporiasis infections. Federal health officials say they may not all stem from the same source. The illness is caused by a parasite that spreads through contaminated food or water.
With a powerful super El Nino on the horizon, scientists are asking, can humans find a way to dial back the impact of the climate phenomenon? They investigated that question in a new study published on Wednesday in the journal Science Advances. El Nino is a natural climate pattern originating in the tropical Pacific Ocean. It typically boosts global temperatures, fueling extreme weather. Scientists use climate models to simulate the effect of marine cloud brightening that involves spraying particles into ocean clouds in order to reflect sunlight away from the Earth and back into space. They found the technique could weaken El Nino's impacts and increase the cooling and drying effects associated with La Nina by 40%.
Supermarkets in Taiwan were busy today as people stocked up on foods as Typhoon Bavi approaches. Bavi, currently about 1,000 kilometers at its widest point, or roughly the width of France, is forecast to skirt northern Taiwan before making landfall in China's eastern Fujian province on Saturday evening. That's according to China's National Meteorological Center. Officials say Bavi could be the most destructive tropical storm in years, with current winds registering close to 200 kilometers an hour.
Insurance provider Intact Financial says it had higher than expected catastrophe losses and large losses in the second quarter. Those combined losses were $247 million above its expectations. The company says catastrophe losses in Canada were because of weather events, while commercial fires drove losses in the United Kingdom and Ireland. Intact Financial says the increase in large losses included higher frequency fire claims, as well as other property losses across different geographies.
A spokesperson for Marineland says the now-defunct theme park welcomes U.S. approval of a plan to transfer the park's remaining whales to the United States and Spain. Marineland says it recognizes it cannot provide long-term care for the animals' need. They say the rescue plan is the beluga whale's best option. The 30 whales and 4 dolphins are set to go to 5 marine parks: Shedd Aquarium in Chicago, Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta, and 3 SeaWorld locations in San Antonio, San Diego, and Spain. The American consortium said the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration authorized the emergency rescue this week and that they're still awaiting permits from the Spanish government. Marineland is up for sale and says it's running out of money to care for the whales.
Okay, 6:42 on your Thursday morning. Let's have a look and see what's happening on the roads. Quick look at the Aldershot area. Again, moving from Hamilton into the Burlington area along the 403. A little on the slow side right now, so anticipate that happening. Let's go down to Niagara and see what's developed down there. It's all quiet. Again, we're not seeing any fog like we saw yesterday. That was rather interesting. Ontario Street, again, traffic's moving along great. Up by the Burlington Skyway Bridge. A little slow now coming up the one side and heading into towards the Toronto area there. So again, be aware of that when you're making the turn through Stony Creek. Appleby line, seeing no major problems as we go up to 403 and Dundas. A little on the slow side right now. Could be the finishing of construction. Not seeing any accidents there as we speak. 403 King Road. Again, traffic's moving along in pretty good shape. But grab those sunglasses because at least to start the day, we're looking for some sunny skies, and they'll come right through your window if they're here headed eastbound. All right, let's see what we've got on the go. So high pressure's moving away. Low pressure coming in, as we talked about yesterday. And this cold front this afternoon, not a cold front itself, will trigger a bit of some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm today, late today, overnight, and to start tomorrow before things clear up. Right now, here's some temperatures outside. 18 in Hamilton, Grimsby, Mississauga still 22, and Toronto 21. Hasn't changed in the last 45 minutes or so. Satellite radar shows that ahead of that low pressure system is this line here, the cold front coming in, again triggering some showers and thunderstorms in some areas. Will arrive through this area later on this afternoon, so you can anticipate that. Air quality getting bumped up a little bit or down a little bit, as you might want to look at it. Everybody looking at a moderate risk today at about 4 right across the board. And you like to be 2, 3 on the scale of 10, but looking at 4 today out there. Your almanac for today, sun will be up at, was up at 5:49. We'll be down at 9:01 tonight. Normal highs remain about 26 degrees. And we could see various amounts of conditions happening as low pressure slides through, and again triggering some showers and thunderstorms later on today, overnight, and to start tomorrow. But high pressure coming in, it looks like it's going to give us a nice weekend ahead. So we'll check things out today as we look at our temperature high of 29, but feeling like 36. So a little bit warmer than we anticipated by a couple of degrees and a little bit of humidity as well, but unsettled as the day goes along. That's a look at things from now.
Thanks, Steve. Coming up after the break, a pair of local talents score Emmy nominations. We'll have all of that coming up after the break.
The Emmy nominations are in, and Hamilton-born actor Martin Short has picked up his 5th straight Emmy nomination for his role in Only Murders in the Building. Fort Erie native R. Scott Gremmel is up for Best Gremmel, no, I'm correct, is up for Best Drama Series as the driving force behind The Pit. Ooh. The Pit led nominees 25 nominations for this show. Toronto's Brittany Allen is also up for Best Guest Actress in a Drama Series for her role in The Pit. Actor Michael J. Fox, who appears in Apple TV's Shrinking, is nominated for Best Guest Actor in a Comedy Series. You may be wondering about this show, Heated Rivalry, that we talked about yesterday. Yeah. It couldn't be nominated because it was entirely produced in Canada, and that, of course, violates the Emmy regulations. However, Connor Story... Yeah, he's been nominated for his performance hosting Saturday Night Live back in February.
Yay!
Right? So, like, we do get a little
something.
Okay. Something with Heated Rivalry.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I saw it posted yesterday, too, and I was sending it to all my friends. I'm like, oh my God, he got a nomination! So he's an Emmy-nominated actor.
So I've never seen one episode of The Pit, but I want to watch it so badly.
Okay.
You've never seen The Pit?
No, I can't. I just don't have time. Because I feel like it's the type of show that I'll want to watch constantly.
Yeah.
Because it's been on for, we're in 3rd season or 2nd?
It's going into the 3rd.
It's going into the 3rd. So I would neglect so many important parts of my life to watch television that I just can't do right now.
That's what I find. I don't have time to watch television.
No.
Why do people find time to watch television in the evening or in the afternoon?
Selective.
It's like, can't do it.
It's very selective. I do it on the weekends. That's when I catch up. Because usually I go home and I just
Okay.
I feel like some days I work harder on the weekends than I do during the week.
Yeah, that's
catching up on things that haven't been done during the week. You have to do them on the weekend.
Because we have children and horses, Brian.
That's right.
That's what it is.
I just have a
Take
dog.
all the fun out of our lives. Okay, this is so fun. I heard this yesterday. FIFA has announced that Justin Bieber will co-headline the tournament's first ever final game halftime show.
That should be me, making you laugh. That should be me. This is so sad. That should be me. That should be me. That should be me.
That's so cute. Him singing with his little self. Aww. That's adorable.
Yeah.
The Stratford, Ontario-born star will join Madonna, Shakira, and BTS in headlining the event. Coldplay also has some involvement in this as well, producing and helping with it. So I think it's cool that they're doing a halftime show for this game. I think it'll draw a lot more viewers, a lot more interest. I think it'll keep the FIFA World Cup excitement going strong.
Sure.
Yeah. And
Why
off with a
not?
bang.
Yeah.
Yep. It works for other sports, so why not?
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's going to perform, though. If it's going to be, some of his, throwback, or if it's going to be some of his new stuff from his recent album.
Yeah.
I hope it's, can you sing Baby?
Baby.
Yeah, can you
I think there'll be a mix in there.
mix.
Yeah, gotta be a mix.
Yeah.
I just feel like if he shows up without any clothes on, if he just shows up in his underwear, I'm not going to be impressed.
No, I would hope on a stage like that. Well, didn't he do it for the Grammys?
Yeah, he was in his underwear.
Well, maybe this is soccer.
Maybe it was
There's a
hot
certain
there.
decorum.
Come on, maybe it's hot and you just never know.
Okay, so speaking of hot, I think he was there for the Leafs draft or something recently, and people were saying that he was really awkward there, and it wasn't his happy place. So hopefully he does a better job here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully singing is his happy place.
I think so too. Just not in your underwear, beeps. Okay, make sure you stay with us because Steve will be back fully clothed. Jumping
in his
together
vest.
right after this.
Wait a minute.
Steve, put your vest back on.
Welcome back to Morning Live, 6:55 on your Thursday morning. If you're going shortly into the area around the 403 west of Winston Churchill, this is eastbound. There's a problem right there right now. Emergency crews are on scene. It looks like both lanes or 3 lanes are blocked as we speak, only getting through on one, so it's going to be very, very slow. Again, this is eastbound 403 at Winston Churchill. 2 right lanes, actually 3 right lanes by the looks of it, are closed as we speak. So just be aware of that. Elsewhere, let's go to our other cameras. Let's go back if we can. We don't seem to be going back. Here we are, down towards Niagara. A lot calmer down there. Glendale, seeing no major problems. Up by the Burlington Skyway Bridge, a little slow eastbound, as you would expect this time of year and day. And again, the 401 at the airport is starting to slow down just a little bit. So again, on the roads, grab your sunglasses because there's still some sun out there, although we're expecting some cloud to come into play. All right, well, let's check our pool shop forecast for today for the first time. And temperature expected to be 29, which is a couple of degrees warmer than we'd anticipated this time yesterday, with some humidity as well. And things could change. We're looking at partly clear skies right now. Could get some showers into the afternoon as the system comes our way, and also a chance of a thunderstorm later on today, overnight and into tomorrow as well, before we clean up a little bit and get into a nice weekend. All right, let's give you an idea what's going on. So right now we are seeing mostly sunny skies out there with some cloud moving through the area. There is some rain coming across Lake Huron and Georgian Bay, and we could see a little bit of that action this afternoon. Also a chance of a thunderstorm rolling through as well with part of that, so a little bit unsettled. As we look at temperatures right now, here's what we've got on the go. 18 in Hamilton, Grimsby, Mississauga still 22, Toronto 21. That hasn't changed in the last hour or so. And your day planner looks like this, up to 28, 29, but again feeling in the low 30s, so it's going to be not quite as humid as yesterday. Temperatures 27 degrees for the drive home. Again, could be unsettled out there depending on where you are. And looking ahead, it's going to feel like 36 at the warmest today. Friday cools off just a little bit. Weekend's looking okay. Look at this, 27 and 28, very close to seasonal. But next week, at least a couple of days of higher temperatures and humidity, all that warm air coming up from the south. That's a look at things for now.
Remember, you can listen to CHCH Morning Live wherever you go. There's a podcast of our first half hour up on chch.com/podcasts and wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Coming up, we're going to have the latest on a fatal crash on Hamilton's Lincoln Alexander Parkway. And we'll find out how you can, if you have items of value, we'll hear from two experts on who can help.